Good afternoon, and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Addo, Samantha Perry with you on an absolutely picture-perfect day here in Hallandale Beach. A little bit on the hot side, but we are happy to have you aboard on a 12-race Saturday card here at Gulfstream Park. 53 minutes to post, firm turf course, fast main track. The Tapeta, of course, in play as well, and Hutchison Day here, and Rainbow Six Day as well on a 12-race card. Going to kick off a little bit later today, race 7, with a big number in that pool.
Yep, it is, and 375. Yeah. And this is a good card today, good opportunity to possibly take this down. Ron will have the ticket and get cracking at it.
There was a long shot single in the finale yesterday. It obviously didn't come to fruition, but we've said this time and time again now. It's obviously getting up there to quite a big number. I think $500,000 might be in play today, to be honest, but it's not out of the realm that there's a sweeper in today, and this is a difficult Rainbow Six. We'll see what Ronnie did a little bit later on, but we were talking yesterday or last night that this is could be a massive, massive ticket today.
Definitely.
Not out of the realm of possibility that there's a single there at the end. So take note of that. It's a fun, tough sequence. Late pick 5 is difficult as well, but the early pick 5 kicks off here in the opener. We are 52 minutes to post. A good maiden special weight to kick things off as well. We'll take a look at my ticket now. There's going to be a heavy favorite who I'm not going to use. We'll go a different direction in the opener. In race number 2, the top pick is the 2, Sugar It's Eli. Race number 3, we've got the single there. I know you're looking forward to seeing Valiant Force get on the dirt. That is the Hutchison today. The feature goes in race number 3. Huge, massive favorite. And then you see the 6x4 double to get out of the sequence. Now, we wouldn't play that individually, but when we're talking about 50-cent early pick 5, we can play that. I got the firster for the Wolenskis. Things are getting hairy with a nice pedigree. We know those hairy horses pretty well down here. And in race number 5, top pick is Ipanema Princess. Can you believe it? I have come around.
I'm surprised.
You are surprised.
Yeah.
I know. She beat us out of a good score at Del Mar earlier this summer, but I have come around to her, and I'll show you why with a little bit of a video coming up. But let's get to the opener. Samantha, unfortunately, a scratch of the 2, Whiskey and Soda. Todd Pletcher had 2. He's only going to run 1, and I'm not surprised either. I am trying to get the Hall of Famer Bill Mott home today 3 times off extended layoffs. It just happened to play out that way when I did my handicapping. Reynolds Channel is one of them for Lee Einsiedler and Mike Francesa.
This horse has been working really well. This is a good-looking son of West Coast. Not a huge fan of the West Coast offspring, but this race at Saratoga was a good one. Deterministic is on the road to the Kentucky Derby for Christophe Clement. This horse looks just much the best coming into this race today.
I agree wholeheartedly. Bill brought back Jefferson Street on Fountain of Youth Day to run pretty well off a long layoff in a salty kind of maiden special weight. I do not see that being the case here in terms of the saltiness. Next door to the 8, Yankee Drummer. Going to try the main track for the first time for Joe Catanese, he's got a live one tomorrow, but what about today?
Yeah, I like this horse trying the dirt finally because the sire is 17% on dirt routes versus 14 on the turf route. So I just feel like the breeding's there, and he's got a little bit of early get to him as well.
This is not the best maiden special weight we've run at the meet, let's be honest. So Secret Crush is going to be a huge favorite for Todd and my racehorse. I'm fading this horse all day.
Yep.
At least on top.
Yeah, at least on top. I agree. And they're putting the blinkers on. Just try something here. The stretch out should help. But I'm still not running to the windows on the horse.
Not at all. He's going to be a short number, too. Beeline we'll see in the stakes. I don't know about that Beeline race. It was fast on paper. The 1-2 horses are the only 2 horses that did any running.
Yeah.
The runner-up, who we'll see later, I think, tomorrow, was 75-1. Take a very trepidatious viewpoint of that race. Race number 2 kicks off the early pick 4. I will tweet it out. It's on a firm turf course. We'll send Samantha out there. It's a $25,000 maiden claimer. We go a tricky 7.5 here. The AEs, the 13 and the 14 are out, and you go towards the inside, as do I, which I think is important in spots like these. Tis Mark's Spirit for Anthony Margata.
Yeah, a half-brother to Tiz the Bomb, who, when that horse got on the grass for Kenny McPeak, just blew way up.
Right.
This horse is going to try the grass for the first time here today, and it's not like they're asking a lot of this horse at all. If he can run a little bit,
Right.
he fits with these horses well.
Yeah, this is a race where I feel like a lot of people are probably spread a little bit in the early four, especially when post positions come into play. I'm down towards the inside. Sugar, it's Eli. I know it was 32-1 last time, but got to the turf, kind of like what you're trying to do with Tismark Spirit, get to a different surface and blow up a little bit. He ran very well last time.
He did, and he was way out of it early too. So if he can get him closer, I was surprised how far out of it because the horse was exiting a sprint race, so that was interesting.
Kind of the same exacta thing for you. Rapscallion going to try the turf for the first time off the claim for Eniel Cordero.
Yeah, this horse just has some speed, and I felt like yesterday that was really key on the grass.
We saw it in the nightcap. The horse Phileas Fogg flew early and literally nobody literally lapped the field. Live high, live low on the special weight drop for George Weaver, who's won 3 turf races this week.
Yeah, it seems like it.
It's going to probably be a short number. This post is a real problem, especially if you have a little bit of a tardy beginning. It's Hutcherson Day. If you saw Ron Nicoletti in the previews, Hutcherson Day here. Race number 3 is the feature. It's 3-year-olds here going 6 furlongs, $100,000 on the line. We're going to have a huge favorite in the 6 Valiant Force, and we'll show you we'll show you his last race, and then you could talk about him because he's been working up a storm in the morning. Not a great trip last time.
No, it was, not at all. I was so against him this day already, but he just kind of got himself into all sorts of trouble, and just there wasn't a lot of urgency, I felt like, with him.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think he was much the best horse, but when you're running 5 furlongs on the turf and you check out of it and not going to work, to his credit, he runs on late, but at 3 to 5, he couldn't get it done. Today now is a different set of circumstances. Trying the main track for the first time. This is AM activity, but boy, has he been blazing up a storm in the morning.
And they tried to get him on the dirt. His first start here, he scratched at the gate that day in the ship to shore race, actually, the Limehouse. And now we'll get him on on the dirt, and I just feel like he's going to be a whole different horse. You would hope, at least.
Yeah, and it looks it. We'll see. It's exciting to see. You've got Beeline in second. He's very, very fast. I don't believe in the debut race. There's other speed in here. But maybe I'm being hard-headed. It was a really impressive performance.
It was, and he galloped out huge. Yeah. I don't want to dismiss a race like that whenever he did just run so well. We'll have to see if they back it up at all.
Well, that's the thing, and as I mentioned, the runner-up that day, stablemate actually was 75-1. Riley Mott does not win with first-time starters very often, so you can give a little feather in his cap for that. And he's had a good championship meet too. One of the good guys was good to catch up with him the other day. I think maybe with all the speed in here, I'll try just someone underneath like Patriot Spirit who's got a hint of a rating gear, and maybe he sits off of it, but I think we're both comfortable with Valiant Force in a spot like this. Race number 4, we go to the Tapeta. It's a maiden optional claimer here. 5.5 furlongs, 3-year-olds going at it here. We do have, we got a clean, the 13, I'm assuming, guys, coming out, correct? Was not out when we hit the air. He's out now. I appreciate that, Raymond. Thank you. So we'll go with the main body of 12 in here. You're going to start it off with a horse that I was fading a little bit, Sticky McChickens on debut. Middling, 5th.
Yeah, let's show the replay here. It was a tough post. He just drew the far outside. There were some scratches. East Boston Benny ran his hair off here. Sticky McChickens just did what he could here with the setup. They get the blinkers on here today. Excuse him because that was just his first start. He is my long shot today, but I think East Boston Benny ran a really good race. I do think that Sticky McSchnickens ran a better race than Sniper Jack.
Okay.
Who's going to be in this race?
Yeah, who's in this race too? I didn't think he did any. I didn't think either of them did any like real running, and that's why I was looking elsewhere. The runner-up scratched the other day, right? So we don't know what was going on with him and how that race comes back. I didn't like that race, so I'm just looking elsewhere. You've got my pick in there. Things are getting hairy. Nice pedigree for the Walensky's, a homebred for Herm here. This is a half to Harry's on the fly, and a couple of those other Harry's horses. They could run a little bit.
Yeah, they can, and he's gelded too coming into this race, which is a good sign. He's been working up a storm. Now, last year there was only a work on him from last year, not this year on XBTV, and he handled the Tapeta great. Now it's just a matter of how is he going to fare with this post position. I think probably maybe longer is what he's going to need, but I think if you got to include him.
Yeah, this is a spread race. We showed East Boston Benny. Another reason I didn't like that race, he was a $25,000 maiden claimer.
Yeah.
And he jumps up last time. To his credit, he runs well in a race where, he was facing much, much better. I didn't know what to make of the firsters. DJ's got the 2 doctor's orders with some nice pedigrees. I have to, yes, I'm free.
Exactly, and you'd think that would be quick enough for the Tapeta.
Yeah. And Quester, firster for Todd, and Irad's going to take money too. The 2 firsters are favored in here. I will say this. If the firsters are good, live, and can run, they're going to be trouble.
Yes,
right?
I agree.
With a group like this, I think. We'll see. Tab the tote board. On to a firm turf course in race number 5, and a couple things going on here in this starter optional claimer, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. It's the ever popular middle pick 4, but I remembered today that is the TTP pick 3, and Samantha's got a ticket for that.
Yeah, I do. This is really tricky. The turf races today are kind of lower level, and they're tough. But we'll get to this race in just a second. Race 8. I do have the 6 on top. That is Citizen K. And then you see in race 12, the finale. This is a tricky race. Saint in the City for me and Bill Mott. First time gelding. I liked the race here. 2 starts ago back in February of last year on the grass. $27 the play.
We're going to have a good day together or a bad day together. We will find out by about 6:36 in the p.m.
All right.
Back to race number 5 here, and I'll see where you went, because I know you didn't pick my horse, that's for sure. You're on the outside? Okay, New Rome makes a lot of sense in here. Wired last time. I don't know if she's going to get the lead. We saw Speed yesterday, played very well.
It did, yes. And again, she just nobody even ran with her at all. That was
tried. You could say tried.
Yeah, they tried, and it was not the fastest race. It didn't come back the fastest race, especially on sheet numbers, but just thought maybe she'd have the confidence to bring it right back. But you look at her last couple of races she's won. She's done them in different ways as well, so that gives me a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, guys, bring up my ever popular middle pick 4, would you, real quick, if you would? We'll go through it. I've got her top pick as well. Spreading in race number 6. This is a tough sequence. Law of the Jungle is my long shot. The Blanket is in race number 7 with the 6 unequivocally. Boy, that's a tough maiden special weight. We'll see what Samantha thinks, and she'll get a look at him too. And I got a single in race 8. That is the Thrill of Victory. That's a tricky race too, but at $36, I can't go any more than that. Back to this one. Samantha's horse has got a lot of speed. Chick Shadow's got some hitting. I thought there was enough pace maybe to set this up. After seeing yesterday, I could be a little bit up against it. Let's bring up the replay of Impanema Princess as well as Chick's Shadow. Chick Shadow is 24-1. She ran well. Here's Impanema Princess. She's behind a wall here. This is a horse that's been used to, as we know darn well. I don't think it's any fault of Junior's at all, Junior Alvarado. He's got nowhere to go, and he pushes her down to the inside because that's all he can do. I don't think she was too enamored, Samantha, and you probably can talk about this more than me, of coming through. When she beat us at Del Mar, she wants to loop the field.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be down in there, I think, and I'm assuming, hoping, Junior – it was just a byproduct of a turf race. He had to put her down in there. Let's hope we loop today.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shot with her.
All of these horses, I will say this, if you're going to playing a ticket where you're spreading, this is a spread race. I mean, besides the one, this is a race where, honestly, I would be taking everybody but the one.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I'll tell you what, you've got her in second. If you believe in Chick Shadow's last race, and you're allowed to question it, it was 24-1, first start on turf in ages. You could argue she's the horse to beat in there.
Yeah, you could.
We'll
big
see.
time. And she tries hard. That's one thing about her. Where Impanema Princess, I feel like she's
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I won't beat you up on that. Race 6, go $170 on the Tapeta here. It's a penultimate race, of course, before the Rainbow Six. And mile and 73-year-olds and up, which I've never won to. We've got a scratch of the 6, Noble Wave. The 14, Candy Street, is out. The 13 draws in and will play. Guys, we got a jock change on the 1 yet? Thank you. The guys are on point today. Luis Saez is a late jock switch on the 1. Nathaniel's Hope, long shot there. You are towards the outside with Shake Your Bones. We'll show you a replay. This horse got forced into making first run last time and paid the price for it.
Yep, he did. And that was his second start off a pretty long layoff. I thought this was a good effort. Man, we saw Christensen come back and win this week as well. So that was the 12 here.
I'm the 2, by the way, on the outside, who's rank as heck and trying to get in. But
they were crawling
Yeah.
to the finish here,
Yeah.
but look at those fractions early on.
Right. And what happened was Candy Street, what happened was Shake Your Bones was up there chasing, was in the old no man's land there. He got forced into making first run, and I think, like I said, he paid the price. I have insane pace. I mean, 45 at 3.
That's for 2 turns. That's a very, very quick.
Routing on the Tapeta,
Yeah.
that is super quick. You've got my long shot in the mix as well. Law of the Jungle. He had a slow start. He had traffic the first time by. We'll see. He was 29-1 last time. I like that Edwin sticks around. He rides the Tapeta really, really good. He's always been at the front of the room with that. I like that. We've got no mixing with Bandero, the 5. Rohan taking on winners, but this is a good spot to make a dent, right?
It is. I think so. And you see that sometimes they just can continue to improve.
Right. I think a lot of these horses have plateaued, and maybe he's got a little forward move. 6 down, 6 to go on this 12-race Saturday card. When we come back, Ron Nicoletti's Rainbow 6 ticket. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. Hutchison Day on a 12-race card. The stakes is early today. The Rainbow is in the middle here, kicking off in race number 7. And as we said, $375 in that estimated jackpot, which has been spot on. I'm betting the over today. I think they're going to fire today.
I think so, too.
You know, we're the A game here anyway, but there's not a lot going on around. I think they're going to put a big number in this. Ron's going to add to it. I know that. We'll just see how much right now. He'll be out. Oh, okay, this is a good number for Ronnie.
Yeah.
57.60. He'll be back out here with us in the opener and throughout the card to talk a little bit more about it. I can tell you, I don't have a lot of info on this ticket, but his best bet is not in there because Ron always singles his best bet.
Yep.
But on a 57.60 ticket, his picks are out there. We'll get into it now. You and I have talked about this off the air. We'll talk about it on the air now. This is a beast of a sequence.
Yeah.
And the good news is for everybody out there, you'll be able to give a look at these 3-year-olds here in race 7 in this maiden special weight. Will go 6 furlongs on a fast main track because they all kind of sort of look the same to me on paper.
They really do.
Yeah. Talk about your top pick in the replay with Bourbon Society.
Well, this was a good race, and we'll pull it up. This was in mid-January, and this horse did a lot of hard work on the front end for Ian Wilkes, and this was just his second start. Turn Up the Trees was impressive. Celtic Pride, who was 50-1, came back to win his next race. Bourbon Society didn't want to give it away at all, and he just barely was nabbed. And he did all of the hard work on the front end. And Ian Wilkes is a guy that takes his time with horses. So the fact that that was just his second outing and he improved that much more, I think this is a good sign here for him to keep trending upward.
He's a must-use A. There's no doubt about it. The firsters here, I think, could be a little vulnerable. He's got proven form. He's got recency on my horse. Unequivocally, you know, I'm not a huge buyer guy, but I just want to make a point of reference here. He's running a 68 in the middle of August.
Yeah.
No one in here is running a 68. Comes back now in March. He's adding Lasix for Antonio. Those were about as good of 3 groups as we had here over the summer.
Agreed.
Would you agree with that?
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I gave him a shout yesterday, and I'm going to do it again today because he won another race yesterday. Antonio Sano's had a really good championship meet. He's one of the good guys. It's good to see. I think he's got a live horse here. He should be a price as well. Talk about the firster for Pletcher and Vinny Viola and company. I'm going to call him Marche. I didn't admittedly know what to make of him.
Yeah, he's a son of Matoli, so the works are quick enough.
Yeah.
At least on paper. I don't have anything creative to add in this horse other than the fact that a lot of these horses, you just don't really know what you're going to get with them.
Right.
And at least one thing for Todd Pletcher is even if this horse isn't that talented, we know he's going to be fit coming in.
He'll be fit. I agree with that. Irad's here as well. Check out what Beeline does in the Hutchison because his stablemate, Mr. Skylight, is the horse I was talking about earlier at 75-1, chased his stablemate and held second.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It was such a fast number that I don't want to dismiss him.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, he was
I don't know if they bet him today. I had a horse yesterday on the turf for Arundel with a huge number. That was a huge number. They didn't bet him. This horse is supposed to be bet today.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't really believe in the race, though.
No.
So I'm playing against it in both races today. Race 8 kicks off the late pick 5. We'll take a quick look at Samantha's ticket, 7.5 here on the turf.
Yeah, and you see my two singles in race 10 and 12. Race 10, that's my best bet. That is Arthur's Ride coming back to the races. Race 11, I've got the 9 on top, and in race 12, there's the single, the 6. If I was playing a bigger ticket, I would have spread a couple more horses deep, but for the sake of keeping it reasonable here, that is my top pick and a tricky race to get started here.
Yeah, you did what I wanted to do in the middle, ever popular middle pick 4. I couldn't do it, though. 7.5 on the turf, long shot scratch here of the 7 be gaining Greenpoint, who was out yesterday as well. You are spreading 4 deep in this spot, and you are going with, where are you going
6.
here? Okay, you're going with the 6. I thought it was Citizen K or the 8, the Thrill of Victory. Bobby D off the claim. You could do worse than that.
Yeah, you could. And this horse ran a really good race last time I get it. Was a $25,000 level, but Bobby DeBona, he's sharp with that condition book and putting this horse right back in here, going 7.5. It was a good figure too.
There's a world of speed in this race, and he's going to get set up. Bobby upwards of a 30% off the claim. Star Saturn looked good yesterday, like she's going places. Go against him at your own peril. He'll tell you that too. The Thrill of Victory. I went here because I think he'll get first run. I hope he doesn't get caught up in what we think could be a hot pace, but he should get first run. If he doesn't, if Paco can just get him a little patient in there, I think he's got a big say. Late pick 4 kicks off in race number 9. Take a quick look at my ticket here. My best bet is in this race, so I get to single the aforementioned Bobby DeBona. And then, this is a big ticket. I don't like to give out a $50 late pick 4 ticket, but we've talked about this. This is a chaotic sequence to me. In race number 10, I'm with Samantha, but not as confident on the 5. Arthur's Ride. In race number 11, I'm on the 1, Admissible down on the inside. And in race number 12, I'm on the 6, Saint in the City, another Belmont layoff horse. All of my horses in there are prices. That's why I'm okay doing this. Again, a little against the grain. My best bet was value, too. I think it's long gone, unfortunately. We have scratches of the 1, 3, and 8. In race number 9, that takes a lot of heat out of this race. 5.5 on the Tapeta 10K claimers in here. And you are on the 6 Blazingly for Victor Barboza.
This horse is not very fast compared to a lot of these here, but I just feel like this could be one that could cycle back.
Yeah, it's possible. The back form plays in here. This is my best bet of the day with the 7, Gale's Evening for Bobby DeBona. These connections won yesterday, owner and trainer, I should say. The thing I like here, this is a speedball from California, been running 1,000 yards that you would know a little bit about, right?
Yes, it's just a tad bit over 4 furlongs.
Wow, if you're doing maths, and she really knows what's going on here.
I wasn't doing maths. I just know this.
You just know it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. This horse has 4 wins on the Tapeta at our sister track, Golden Gate. This horse is fast. Who is riding today? Amicio Jaramillo.
Need for speed.
Need for speed. We're going today, and the scratches are only going to help this horse. Unfortunately, the value is now going to lie elsewhere, but that is my best bet of the day. Race 10 is a good one. It's an optional claimer. We go a flat 1-turn mile on a fast main track. 4-year-olds and up here. I'm going to let you take it away. Scratch the 4, Southern Dream. Long shots out. Arthur's Ride, the last time we saw him, was doing exactly what he's doing today, running a mile here.
Yes. Let's show a work, just a bit of a work here. He's working with Resilience, who was 4th in the Grade 2 Risen Star.
Okay.
Yeah. Arthur's Ride is the inside. You don't have to look hard to find him because he's as white as day. honestly, he was working better than Resilience here, and Resilience was so good. And the Risen Star, everything considered, he looks fit for on the comeback. I just feel like this horse is, if he can put it down what he was doing there, we should be all systems go.
Well, not only that, I think this is a race there for the taking. The horses we have seen of late are certainly no great shakes.
No.
Cape Trafalgar, can you believe in his race last time? Full screen, 2 turns at Oaklawn Del Mar, off a layoff now. They're going to overbet him for Cassian Irad. I think we're on the right horse. Bill Mott's in the Hall of Fame for 1,000 different reasons, getting horses ready to roll.
Yeah, and those quick numbers at Oaklawn Park, they're hard to trust
I
other
agree.
places. It's like they're Oaklawn numbers, and that's it.
I agree wholeheartedly there. Actually, Ron, if you're listening, this horse ran on a fast track at Oaklawn on December 15th.
That may be one of the 3 days it's been a fast track.
There you go.
Yeah.
Late double in race number 11. We're 5 on the Tapeta in an optional claimer, a field of 9 in here, and that is actually where Samantha goes, all the way to the outside. Let me ask you a question, because I thought this horse was interesting as well, Silvretta, who we've never seen in this country. I thought maybe Paco would ride if this horse was. That's all.
That I completely agree, and I feel like this is a little sharp, maybe than what she wants to do. But she's getting first-time LASIK. She's super leggy. I saw a work of her on February 11th, and it was a good work. She handled the Tapeta well, but there's not a lot of works on the page for her just in general. This is probably a starting off point.
Yeah, I agree. And Paco's on the other Joe Orsino horse. I'm going to go out on a limb, and DRF's not going to tell you this, but I'm going to go on a limb and say Joe did not train this horse at Wolverhampton.
Probably not, no.
Probably not last time. I'm on the inside, stabbing with Admissible, who gets back to the Tapeta for Jose D'Angelo. Going to have to work out a trip down there. There's some speed in here, though.
There is, and that will set up well for this horse if they can do it.
This is a spread race. You can see by our picks. We're way all over the place. At least we have some. My Lady James is the horse to beat. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I just
don't trust her ever though. She'll run a huge race and then she'll come back. I don't trust her.
I agree totally, and I also probably say that because I've never had her when she's won either.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. No
you
kidding.
know, if you're not familiar with my partner and I, we can be a little stubborn, a little bit in our handicapping. The line forms behind me, admittedly. Good one in the finale now. If you got to get out at race number 12 at 6:36 in the p.m. Mile and a 16th on a firm turf course. This maiden special weight scratched the 2. The AEs are all out, and we'll see several of them. I think it's Thursday, and I'm going to tell you right now the 14-unit economics will win on Thursday. We'll tell you about that in a later date. Well, geez, you're doing the same thing I am because you're trying to get Bill Mott home, another horse off an extended layoff. I swear we didn't talk about this prior.
No, we didn't, and it's funny. I've had this horse saved in my virtual stable.
Okay.
I don't know why. I went back and watched the replays. I
love that.
For some reason, I had this horse saved, so I'm just going to trust myself that whatever I was doing this time last year, there was a reason for it. He's gelded. He's fit coming back. I think if he can run at all, going back to that race 2 starts back, he should be pretty tough in a field where you don't trust anybody.
I do that with some of my picks sometimes.
Yeah, you're like, why did I pick that?
Why did I pick this horse? I know why I picked this horse, because I think he's a fresh new face in a race where everybody else is just stuck in neutral.
Yeah.
The G with the circle, first time gelding, I think is a big deal as well. You've got the 4 fly right. We're going to show the race here, right? We're not going to show this race. Let's show the race with Better Bet. And we lost a couple of them, but Juan Valdez as well, because they are major players. I've got Better Bet in second. They're
so wide.
So wide, yeah.
I mean, literally so wide, and ran third. Now, this was I think, an extremely weak field.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why you're kind of doing the same. We're doing the same thing, is we don't want any of these horses. Who do you want from here?
Alexis Zorba was finally forgot to stop. I will say this for the Mandy Pope Homebred Better Bet. That was the debut.
Yep.
Was 13-1. Kind of looked like that was a tightener.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is if you're going to use that running style in this kind of race from the rail, you better have a grindstone-like run and get every single hole. And Irad's the best, but he's got his work cut out for him.
Definitely.
Down there, you've got the 4 fly right. I tried to jump the gun a little bit. I don't know, blinkers maybe?
I mean, I think this horse at the end of the day is just a cheaper horse. I've tried this horse so many times. I think he wants to sprint, like the 6.5, maybe save this one in your stable for New York.
Well, speaking of New York, Union Trail, the 11 is a first-time gelding.
Yeah.
That could be important. I think this horse can run a little bit, but Samantha mentioned New York for the Saratoga guys. He is a New York bred. Maybe they're legging up for that. They got one tomorrow that's debuting. That's a New York bred. I think this horse can run a little bit. This might be a little much, though, today. But food for thought if you're spreading deep. That's it. 12 of them for you. What a good card. Quickly to the lightning round, and it starts with our buddy Junior Alvarado, who's one of the good guys and one of the good riders as well, a Saudi Cup winner. But as I said, one of the good guys and well-deserved to win the Wolf. This is, I think, in the Jockstream as a prestigious award as you can win.
Yes, it is. And this was him winning with Senior Buscador. What a fun day that was at the Saudi Cup. And he'll be on his way to Dubai in a couple of weeks for the Dubai World Cup.
Yeah, Junior, one of the good guys around here. We like him a lot. Saw him last night. So congratulations and well-deserved as you see what we got there. TTP3 and the C2 today.
It's not easy. The TTP3 is not. The Coast to Coast, I was just looking, it starts off with our Arthur's Ride race. So I feel like that's a good one to get things kicked off. And it ends with our finale.
Yeah. And here's a Coast to Coast as well.
This
2 here
pays
and 3
huge,
at
by
Santa
the way.
Anita. Yeah.
And don't be stubborn like I was last week and just leave out a very heavy favorite in the first leg.
Stubborn. So 2 here and 3 at Santa Anita.
Yep.
I like this window. That's a good window, an hour and a half. We can work with that.
We
We
can.
like that. 15% and a buck. On track is what R. Harper Rose is going to be heck to pay tomorrow. In the
Yes,
stakes.
she will. She got back on track last time out. This was a big win for Rich and the team. Very exciting. Hope to see them out here tomorrow. Fiona's Magic came back to win the Devona Dale. This is a big race for her. Did you pick her?
That's the any limit. Yeah, she's even money on the morning line, and she's every bit of that in here as a graded stakes winner. And, it's cool to see her. Safi's done a really good job with her. Your best bet today?
Arthur's Ride.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bold one. I'm a little earlier on the Tapeta with Bobby DeBona in Gale's evening. And who's your long shot today?
Sticky McSchnickens.
Oh, all right. 8-1 in race 4. I am on the Tapeta down towards the inside, Law of the Jungle.
That's a good one, too.
At 15. Don't forget, too, Ron Nicoletti is Beat the Expert today, Beat the Legend today. He is out with me for the opener. Get into Silks, play that online, but $500 in Silks if you can beat Ronnie. Easier said than done. That's it. Pete's upstairs, scratches and changes. We got 12 of them for you right back here for the opener in about 22 minutes. Best of luck today.